I promise you this is so far from anything that you've ever been to.
And now.
So great leaders must be able to communicate what they promise to do for us. So that's part of your ability to influence as a leader and enlist, inspire. To create a brand-led company, a leader must create a promise that people can feel and relate to. So the work you're going to do here is going to end up in your team. And you've got to let your team know what you're building, regardless of the size of your team. The work that Kyle and Cherie are doing, this is going to end up the same way it is for a smaller team as for our team. And it's critical. Your brand commitment is a compass for your customer experience, and your people can make decisions based on it. I think Cherie was giving me an example. Cherie is in trying to separate herself from being in the middle of everything to having the 3 or so staff that we have make decisions independent of them. When I was going through this, Cherie, this had me thinking of you, like them knowing what we stand for. Like, what company is it that, I don't think it's Zappos. What's another company like Zappos where there's always stories of like, people just know what the right thing to do? It could be Zappos. Where like someone like went out of their way to like mail them something that wasn't even business related because of a conversation they had. Like if your company knows what you're committed to as a brand, they're not going to come to Cherie and ask like, what should we do like on this little thing? They're going to know, okay, well, I know that this is going to be the answer because this is what we do here. And like that's the kind of impact that this will have. So fewer policies are needed to control behavior, and standards become less necessary as the brand promise comes alive in each of your team members. Imagine your team with each member burning with a passion to live the brand commitment every day. It's surely possible, but you have to define it first. As a company grows, it gets harder to ensure the brand is understood, not diluted. And again, where our bigger mission is, the serving 10,000 families a year, we're still small considered to that. So we're still single location. It would be more difficult if we were spread out over 10 locations. So this is not going to be challenging for us to make some of these shifts as well. Imagine your team. There we go. As a company grows, it gets harder to ensure, where said that one? Based on design system, recruiting, hiring, training. Everything you could think about is going to come back to this brand commitment. This is going to be something that we're going to have an exercise and share around. I'm going to give you, so we're on page 9 of the worksheets, and you're going to go 9, 10, 11, and 12. So on page 9, what do you want you and your team to be known for? How will coming from these values via your brand commitment impact how you do business? Those are some of the leadership questions, and then there are marketing questions. How your customers think and feel and why they buy your services is crucial in developing a brand commitment. What are their most important concerns when choosing an agent? What are their immediate pains and how can you help them? And then we've got a couple basis of competition questions, 4 questions there. I wouldn't spend as much time on the buyer USPs and seller USPs since you're doing that for homework tonight. This is a really good one. On bottom of page 11, what customer compliments do you receive on a regular basis? That's a real good indication of what you guys are doing well. And then an even better question, because I know every team has these, unfortunately. What customer complaints do you receive on a regular basis? That's equally helpful in helping you. And then on page 12, these are two really cool questions as well. How do you want your customers to feel in every transaction with the business? Ryan shared something I think it was on a group coaching call. When did you share? And I texted it immediately to Cherie and Kyle. You are loved and you matter. And man, when you said that, I don't know what it was about that, but I don't think that a lot of our businesses if your brand commitment was even just that you're loved and you matter, and your team knew that, I mean, how much differently would they show up to work than maybe the way, for years, I was just go sell more effing homes, and we'll deal with everything that comes up later, but I want to sell 320 homes this year, and we're behind, and it did not come from that place of you are loved and you matter. But how much of a shift would it be in your business to come from that place? And how much would people promote your services if you truly came from that place, you hired from that place, you look for people that are truly going to care about your people and your brand. And if you can orchestrate that experience consistently, what do you want your customers to say about your business? So if you could write, bottom of page 12, if you could write the perfect testimonial that you would want to get every time from someone, like you have the ability to write it here, which I think is the coolest thing ever.